Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's validation call. My name is Murray Miller. I'll be spending the next few minutes with you talking about Isagenix business opportunity and how we are now attracting many business owners, corporate executives, and men to the Isagenix opportunity. So we have some exciting information to share with you. We are recording tonight's call. I just shut off the beeps when people come in, and I muted everyone, so we're good to go. For those of you that would like to, you can join us from your smartphone or from your tablet or from your computer just by pointing your browser or downloading the app for join.me and pointing it to join.me/Isagenix conference. That will get you to follow along with the slides. I've got quite a few slides for tonight. So with that, we're going to get started. Welcome, everyone. We have been blessed to have many powerful women that are involved with the Isagenix business opportunity. As a matter of fact, Isagenix is dominated by powerful women, and I have my hats off to them all the time. My wife is one of them. There are so many of them on this call tonight, and we're excited. The thing that I will tell you that we find is that women are natural networkers. They talk about things that they like. They talk about things that they don't like. They share that information with other people. This comes very natural to them. And for the first decade that Isagenix has been in business, we talked about our products, and we built an entire amazing following of loyal product users that were having tremendous physical transformations with these products. And we were validated because the products, at this point, 13 years in business, we've done over $3 billion in cumulative sales. That doesn't happen by accident. We have a 65% retention rate of people that are using our product that are just consumers. That is unheard of in this industry. And we actually have a 95% retention rate for people who get involved, start using the product, and share that product with a few people. So that has been our story for the last decade. However, momentum is upon us, and we are now a money story. And that is what I'm going to talk about tonight, and how that attracts so many executives, so many business owners, so many men to the business. And here is what they need to hear in order to see what we see, in order to feel what we feel, in order to be part of this tremendous subculture of people that we have built. Products are proven. We talked about this. We have a full-time research and development department that works for the company. There's 25 scientists, 6 of them PhD scientists that are full-time formulating, reformulating, and improving upon our products. For the first decade, from 2002 to 2012, that is how we opened up this market. We talked about our products. We had results on this product. We have studies on this product. And Isagenix product is, without a doubt, been validated. There are clinical studies. You can go to isoproduct.net, and you can find these clinical studies and see exactly what it is that we're talking about that have been done independently. We have literally had thousands and thousands and thousands of physiological transformations. Now, we are a company that does not make a drug. We don't make a medical claim. We are a nutrition and wellness company. The body, as we like to say, is the miracle, and the Isagenix product helped put that body in a state that it can be the miracle that it is. We have a tremendous product, and when you start to use it, typically you start to feel results within 3 or 4 days of using this product. Major results, especially with our cleanse and replenish system, especially with our shakes, which are the highest quality protein shakes on the market with unddenatured protein, comes from our New Zealand. The dairy is absolutely the best it can possibly be. Our products are very, very expensive, quite frankly, to manufacture, but not necessarily expensive to purchase because we don't advertise. And all of our advertising is done through that natural networking. So let's talk a little bit about money. Let's switch gears and talk about money, and the money is absolutely real. Our compensation structure has literally been validated by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that are making extra money. However, there are about 5% of the people that get involved in our company that get involved for the reasons of building a business. And those people that get involved for the reasons of building a business have further validated the compensation plan with 6- and 7-figure income. We are actually approaching 150 million people in this company that have become what we refer to as Isagenix millionaires. That means their personal net income from the time they got involved until the time they hit that status is over $1 million. Now, the reality is when you're talking to business owners and you're talking to corporate executives and you're talking to men, many people are overextended. I have a unique perspective on this because I spend day in and day out working in the financial planning industry as one of the companies that I own. And I talk to people, high income, high net worth people all the time, and I review their finances, and most of them are overextended. Most of them owe a lot of money. Most of them borrow money to buy expensive cars, expensive homes, to send their kids to expensive schools and expensive higher education, and they borrow, even though they make money. Their luxuries that they once considered luxuries have become something that is a necessity in their life. And they have to continue to earn that high level of income that they have in order to maintain that lifestyle. Otherwise, they'd be in serious trouble. So what I talk about when I'm talking to these people that are typically at the top of the food chain, that are making a decent amount of money, usually 6 figures plus, usually have money in the bank, however, they're overextended, I ask them about an exit strategy. Most of them love what they do, and they'll tell you that. I love getting up, I love going to work, I love what I do. But if you ask them what they're going to do when they're done, if they're highly paid consultants or attorneys or CPAs or some kind of a consulting business, or they own a gym or they own a beauty salon or whatever it is that they're involved in, what is their exit strategy? And you will stop them in their tracks when you ask them, because most people are never asked that question and they simply don't ask it of themselves. And when you ask them, it makes them stop and think about it. So with that being said, I had a call just a few weeks ago, actually almost a month ago now, that I had someone that was new in the business, and they said, Murray, I've got someone that you need to speak to. This particular person is a top producer, one of the top executives in his company. He is, wins all the trips. He doesn't have any time in the day. He's just top-notch guy, and he's the type of guy that knows everyone. If we can get him in, we would be so excited because he would be able to build a huge network. So I said, fine. So it took him like 2 weeks to get this guy on the phone. He finally gets on the phone with me, and the first thing out of his mouth, Murray, I've heard a lot about you. I have 15 minutes, go. And I said, you have 15 minutes. I have all day. How do you want to handle this? Because I'm not a monkey on a rail that can just absolutely just start spieling you. What is it that's important to you? I mean, I know you're very successful at what you do. What is your exit strategy? And he stopped and he huffed and he said, you know what? You got me. He said, I was just on my roll. I have things to do every 15 minutes in my day, and you just kind of brought me back to reality. And then we had a meaningful conversation at that point. So, everyone's busy. Everyone thinks that what they're doing is the most important thing in the world. But if you can get them to stop just for a second and let them understand and realize that there may be something else. They may be so busy doing what they're doing. They're so deep in the forest they can't step back and see the trees that they will consider what it is you're saying. And here are the things that I talk about. I talk about that we provide a system. We have a track to run on. We have a proven, scalable, systematic way of approaching the business that once you embrace the technology, you can literally build a business. Now, most corporate executives, most business owners, and many men thrive on a system. They need to know that they can plug in. And if they can plug in and they can spend a little bit of time outside of what they're currently doing, they can build something that is meaningful. So we talk about the proven scalable system, the 90-day game plan, and the technology, the IsoPulse, and the things that we already have built into the system that our company has literally spent millions of dollars to hand to us. And I can only tell you from experience, from my college planning business that I have, that I have spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years developing a software system, developing a follow-up system, developing a prospecting and recruiting system, and then plugging people in, dripping on them with emails. It's so expensive, I'm embarrassed when I think about how many hundreds of thousands of dollars I've spent on it. And here it is, we can plug into it with Isagenix for a couple bucks a month. You can get involved in the system and start utilizing what has been over $30 million invested into our recruiting and prospecting system and our self-duplicating and self-replicating websites. So that's exciting. The next thing that needs to be told, the next story, is that the industry of network marketing is real. And usually I like to start with statistics that I pulled from the Direct Selling Association website, which is how big is Major League Baseball? Do you know Major League Baseball is a $6.8 billion industry? Now, a lot of corporate executives, business owners, and men can relate. That's a big industry. The NFL is $8.8 billion. One of the most watched events in our history has been our Super Bowl, and it's an $8.8 billion industry. Worldwide, not United States, worldwide movie sales are $34.7 billion industry in 2013, and music sales were $67.6 billion. Now, anybody can relate to these. These are relatable statistics. Here's what most people don't know. Network marketing had 91% growth rate in the past 10 years. That's unheard of for an industry that's been around 50 years. Number two, we also know that you have $32.67 billion in national sales right here in the United States of America. Worldwide, over $178 billion through our industry. Now, when you give a business person those statistics, it's irrefutable. Do you understand that there's nothing they can say or do about that is going to change the fact that we are bigger than worldwide music sales and bigger than worldwide movie sales? That's powerful. Now, some people ask, why network marketing? And this is the way that you can approach this. And I think anyone that's new tonight, you'll love this too, because most people don't think about it. There are literally thousands of companies that start up every year in the network marketing industry. Why? Because it's an easy way to bring your product or service to market. It's very attractive. You have a volunteer sales force. You don't pay them until something is sold. You have products that don't leave your warehouse until it's paid for. No 30, 60, 90, 120 days before you collect your money. So network marketing is a very, very positive way to bring your product to market. The problem is you have to rely on word of mouth to continue to sell it. It can't be a manufactured ad campaign. You can't put a famous model or athlete on TV that is saying they're using the product to get us to use it, because we won't reorder it if it doesn't work for us. It'll just be a one-time sale. Who wants that, especially if you're trying to build a business that's going to create a residual income for you? So thousands of companies start up every year. Why so many fail? Insignificant products that just don't make an impact. People don't get emotionally charged when they use the product. Lack of corporate leadership and mismanagement. A lot of people start in the industry, they haven't a clue. They don't understand what it takes. The corporate leadership at the helm of this company, I would put up against any Fortune 500 company in the country. I would put against any Fortune 100 company, because the owners of this company, the founders of this company, Jim and Kathy Coover, have been there, done that. And they have created a company that is doing it right, that has got the industry right. You might have heard Susan's story, my wife's story. She and I retired from this industry for 15 years because we felt it was flawed. The first company which, by the way, we did very well with, the people that we were getting involved 3, 4, 5 years after we were involved didn't have the same opportunity we had, and we didn't realize it until we took a look back at what was taking place. And part of the reason that many companies fail is because of their compensation structure, or because of lack of management, or because they have no proven system of duplication and scalability. That is so important for a business owner to hear, or a corporate executive, because they're used to doing that if they're in a progressive company. Do You know that Isagenix is one of only 50 companies in the history of this industry that has reached $300 million in sales, and they're the only one in the group that doesn't pay on levels. It's not a multi-level marketing company. It pays on volume. When I tell you they got it right, I have to tell you that's what got Susan and I in this business 3 years ago. It's because they didn't pay on levels. They paid on volume. No one got squeezed out. There was no compression. For those of you that are new and you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. All you have to know is that you have an opportunity in your hands to make more money and build a bigger business than anyone that's already in this company right now. And that is the key of this business. All of the incentives, all of the bonuses are geared towards what you did last week, last month, last year, not that you got in 5 years ago and had a head start on everyone else and they'll never catch you. Nothing like that. That's exciting. There's a huge distinction between levels and volume. Levels only pay to a certain extent, and most of the exponential growth takes place on the lower levels of your organization. That's just the natural progression of how it works. And with this particular compensation plan, it makes no difference if a person is on your 200th level or 2,000th level. You're still getting paid. Where they cap you is on income. And each business center is capped on a residual basis at about $700,000 annually. I know. You're going to cry for me because you can only make $700,000 with one business center. That's $13,500 a week, and that doesn't include bonuses, and it doesn't include the matching bonus on the personally enrolled people that you have. It could be double that. Unbelievable, right? That's a huge distinction between levels and volume, and that is why Isagenix is now approaching 150 millionaires. It seems like we're breaking a new millionaire every week. That is incredible. There are no companies that have done that. Never in the history of this industry. So let's take a step back and let's compare Isagenix to a traditional business. In a traditional business, typically to get the business from small to big, there's a huge investment. In Isagenix, it's an insignificant investment. I have a hard time calling it an investment. You buy products for your own personal use. You know, if you have a big family, you might spend $1,000. And if you have it's just you might spend a few $100s. And the interesting thing is what happens is that you can eat your products, which is your overhead, and you can build a tremendous business. So huge investment versus insignificant investment. I spoke to a corporate executive just recently, and he told me that he left the company because the investors of the company wanted him to stop spending money and continue to grow the company. He said, then you don't need me. If you want to continue to grow, we need to continue to spend, and that is traditional. That's the way it works. It's completely different in the Isagenix business. Let's talk about a full-time commitment in traditional business versus a part-time commitment in Isagenix. Anyone that's in business for themselves, not only do they work 40 hours, but they work 40 hours plus probably another 10, 20, 30, or 40 hours because it's their business. They're there when the lights go on. They're there when the lights go off. They're there everywhere in between, and they're probably thinking about it when they're not there, and that's how they have a successful business. I don't know if my friends from Canada are on this call right now that own a restaurant, but I remember talking to them, telling me, Andrea and Bob, that you had 14-hour days, 7 days a week, nights, weekends, holidays. And it was a successful company, successful restaurant. Why? Because you put in all those hours. Can you imagine building a business in your part-time, deliberately in your part-time, let's call it 8, 10, 12 hours a week, and being able to leverage yourself to a point where you could replace the income that you have in your traditional business? I would say, without exaggeration, there is at least 24 people on this call right now that have left corporate America within 1 to 2 years, making more money from Isagenix part-time than they were making from corporate America after 10, 15, and 20 years full-time. That is changing the way people think of how to make money, and that is where Isagenix is leading the charge. And Isagenix versus a traditional business, it gives you the potential for time freedom, which in a traditional business or in corporate America might take you 25 to 40 years to get to a point where you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, wherever you want, if you're lucky. In Isagenix, people are doing that in 3 to 5 years, and I am not exaggerating. Isagenix millionaires and people that get to a point where their income becomes larger than what they can possibly imagine. It gets to a point where it no longer it requires their day-to-day involvement, and it creates an amazing lifestyle. Absolutely amazing. I will tell you, the people that sponsored Susan and I into this business, Herb and Patty Cepeda, are living that lifestyle right now. They've only been in the company for 7 years, which may sound like a lot, but guess what? How long have you been doing what you're doing right now? And they are sitting in a position right now that they never have to work again, and they have more money coming in every month than 99% of the population make in a year, is what they're making in a month. As a matter of fact, they probably earn more money in a week than 95% of the population makes in a year. Now, there is absolutely no reason other than me telling you that it's possible that I would tell you that story. It's not to brag, it's not to boast, and it's not to make any guarantees. It's just to tell you this is what's possible in our industry and in this company specifically. Now, positioning is critical. What I mean by that is we've been telling a product story for 10 years. Grassroots campaign, word of mouth, belly to belly, and now we've shifted gears and we're talking about what you hear me talking about tonight, lifestyle. You hear me talking about money. And that is where we start to involve the difference between linear and leveraged income. And this is where 9 out of 10 times a business owner's ears perks up, a corporate executive's ears perk up, and yes, men. Because all of a sudden you start to think, what is possible if my time is leveraged and I'm earning money when I go to bed? And when I wake up in the morning and I don't go to work, I'm earning money. And when I take a vacation, I'm earning money. That is leverage. Think of it like a songwriter who writes a song, who gets paid every time that song plays on the radio or every time someone downloads it to their iPod or whatever device they happen to use. Think about it like, maybe an insurance agent that sells a policy, or a financial planner that gets 1% of your portfolio as long as you have it there, year in, year out. That's a little bit of leverage. That's what we're talking about here. What we're talking about, leverage of not only yourself, but the efforts of others, because we build teams in this business, teams of networks of teams that are all working for themselves towards the same goal, because you were the causal effect of that person getting involved in your network. You're able to receive a small percentage of their productivity as profit to yourself. That is what I call the 3-year retirement plan. It's what my daughter Chelsea, 21-year-old, just graduating college, refers to as the 3-year freedom plan, because she's not ready to retire in 3 years. She's ready to just go out and just enjoy her life and make a difference in the world and give back. So we call it a 3-year plan because that's typically what it takes. Now, some people on this call have done it in less than that, so I just want to qualify that. It doesn't mean it has to take 3 years, not that that's a long period of time. Some people, it may take 6, 7, or 8 years. Who cares? The point is, whatever pace you want to run at, it's going to happen, especially with the momentum that our company goes through. So again, going back, ISA embraces scalable technology. For those of you that don't know, ISA is short for Isagenix. And self-replicating website, the prospecting and recruiting system, and ISAPulse, which I mentioned earlier. Success is nothing more than a decision. When you decide to get involved in Isagenix, I like to say this, it's kind of corny, but I say it all the time. It doesn't matter when you got into Isagenix. It matters when Isagenix gets into you, and that is a decision. That's when you decide this is something that you want to pursue outside of what you're currently doing. We don't tell anyone they should quit their job and go full-time or stop their business or anything like that. As a matter of fact, it's almost foolish to do that, because while you're still in your day-to-day world, you're meeting more people, you're bumping into more people, you're seeing more opportunities, and I love that part about the business. It's more fun sometimes to build it part-time. Plug into the calls that we have. You're plugging into a call tonight. There's calls Monday night, product call, Tuesday night, business overview call, Wednesday night, validation call, Sunday night, cleansing call, talking about the products. Then we have calls all week at 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. 8:30 Monday morning is a connecting call and setting up your week. Tuesday is a product call with Lori Morelli. She's fantastic, talks about the products, answers all our questions. Wednesday morning is the connecting call. Monday, setting up your week. Friday morning there's a compensation plan call. So there's literally calls to plug into to keep yourself powered into this event and into this company. And then there are events that you can also attend. We have ICE University, we have Express University, we have New Year kickoff every year in January, we have Celebration every year in August. These are dates that I write on my calendar when the year starts. For the year, I've got my events planned out, and they're fun, and you're around positive, motivated people that are all working towards the same cause. Another thing that I tell people is part of your decision is to educate yourself. Find out everything there is to find out about this industry. Do what I call go pro. Become a professional and learn about the industry. Train yourself on what it is that we do and what it is that we don't do. And I think that's going to make a huge difference on how you approach this. Because you know what? You're going to approach some people that say, oh, it's one of those things. And I don't want to be involved with a company where I have to sell things to my friends and family, or I make money from my friends and family. That is simply someone that is not educated on the industry. It has nothing to do with that. This is simply sharing a product that you love and enjoy, that you're getting a result from, with someone else. And if they choose, you can show them how to get their products paid for free. And if they choose, you can plug them into how to build a business. There's no sales here. This is all a personal decision. This is all someone that has to self-select. So what we do is we cast a vision of what's possible, and then we set goals. And we go out to achieve those goals. That is what we do, and that is how I explain it to corporate executives, business owners, and men. You have to master the art of sharing information. That's the key. And you know what? We make it so easy with Isamovie and with our Get YouTube channel. Get stands for Global Exec Team. That's the team that you're on if you're listening to this call. And that team is blowing doors right now. We are absolutely setting records in this company with how fast our company is growing. This is what we do. We lock arms with like-minded people. I haven't fixed that slide yet. For those of you that saw that in Charlotte, it still says with, but it's supposed to say with. I have to fix that tonight. So what drives you? This is another question. I talk to people about this, and this may sound a little corny to you, but think about this in your quiet moments, what it really means to make decisions without money. I mean, where you live, the home you live in, the cars you drive, the clothes you have on your back, where your kids go to school, where your parents live, how you give back to the community and to the world, and how you make a difference. What if you could just make all those decisions and nothing you decided on had to do with money? That is something that in your quiet moments, if you can ever imagine it, and I know the business owners, I know the corporate executives, they're saying, especially men, yeah, right. That is not reality. Well, here to tell you that it is. You can do it. Anyone can do it if they would open up their heart like they did when they were a kid and start to dream again of what could be possible. And if I could give you that magic pill where you could see the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have had their lives changed dramatically from these products and have their lives changed dramatically from this business, I wish I could get Deanna Falchuk on the phone right now, because I know she's in the middle of a move from Charlotte down to Florida, but she has one of the most powerful stories of a transformation, not only because of what the products have done for her and her family, but what has happened to her in the business. It's the greatest story that I've heard. I mean, one of the greatest stories I've heard. There are so many more. All right. So I wanted to throw in this because this is something that I do on a fairly regular basis. For those of you that are saying, okay, how do I do this? How do I build? And is there any strategies that I can use? You know, when we go out and we tell people about the business and we share our Facebook page and we share a video and we share information with people and we invite them onto a call, not everyone joins. As a matter of fact, most people don't. And those people that say to you, I'm not ready to do this right now, and you say something maybe to the effect of, do you mind if I get in touch with you and just kind of let you know how things are going from time to time, maybe call you, every 2 or 3 months. And they say, sure, yeah, let me know how you're doing, and, maybe things will change in my life, who knows. Those people that are sitting on the fence, that never decided to join, or just said they needed to think about it and that you just never were able to reconnect or whatever, one of the strategies that we use that works like a charm And I know it works because we've done it 3-4 times in our own business, and it works for everyone, not just me. It's not like trickery. It works for the people that are getting involved. What we do is we keep that list that I was telling you about, and when you're ready to get the next person enrolled into your organization that has really great potential, that's when you call all of your associates in your organization and you say, I am about to enroll a person that can't make you any promises, but I think this one is a home run. He or she is a go-getter. This is what they've been looking for. And all the things I'm saying need to be true. But when you get that one person that's ready to just dig in and go, that's when you call all the people that have been waiting and say, if you want to enroll, I'm putting this person on our team tomorrow night, which we just did on Sunday, and anybody that wants to capitalize and have this person in their organization on their team, they need to come in now and get enrolled before we enroll this other person. And you know what? Sometimes fear of loss is much greater than desire for gain, and people get off the fence and do what they wanted to do anyway. It just gives them a reason to do it. So we call the people that are above us, we call the people that are below us, we call that your upline and your downline that are on that team, we tell them that story, and you'll be surprised how many people all of a sudden come out of nowhere, say, I've been meaning to do it anyway, this is a good time to do it, and they get involved. It's exciting. So I am right at 9:30, and I finished, just about a minute before I was expecting to finish. So I'm excited that you were able to join us on the call tonight. I want to thank you. I want to rock this with you guys. I mean, this is just a dynamic team. I'm so excited to be a part of this team, and we're going to have a lot of information to share with you. Tonight was a validation call. I hope you got a lot out of it. We'll put this up on the YouTube site as soon as the recording is processed. So it should be up sometime tomorrow or Friday at the latest. But again, thanks for being on the call. Wishing you a great night, and we'll talk to you all soon. Good night, everyone.